So, you seem to be very knowledgeable on the inside, and I sort of asked you this yesterday, but I want to repeat it because I think your answer was interesting. But I'm going to frame it a little differently. Okay, we can, I think, we're starting to see that with Trump in office, right? For the next 4 years, Israel is going to have a much looser leash. It's going to change the whole equation of what happens with the Israel-Palestine conflict. In the best case scenario, if you had to make a prediction, I don't want to go past 4 years because who knows, but at the end of the Trump reign, right, where we know Israel's going to have a friend, it seems like, in the office, what's the best case scenario? Like, Trump's talking about buying Gaza, moving out, there's so many things. What's the best case scenario, the most optimistic take for where we could be in 4 years from now?
Great question, thank you very much. Look, in terms of where we could be in 4 years, Israel has to move fast. There isn't any question of that. We're in a very, very unique position today, and in a position that is wildly different to how we were even 3 months ago, right? And we were careful. You have to understand that within the last 3 months, what we've seen from this Trump administration has been massive, even in terms of the release of munitions.
2 months.
2 months, the release of munitions. Over $1 billion worth of munitions that were paid for by Israel that were blocked. And even more than that, there were departments inside of the State Department that were set up specifically to look at Israel's usage of weapons. No other country had that. We're in a very special position today where, again, regardless of what we think about his politics, we're here in Mexico. You've all got a very different opinion on Donald Trump than a lot of other people. You got the tariffs, the Gulf of America, all these other things. But if we look at it purely from a perspective of Israel, what he's done is remarkable. What could be the case in the next 4 years, hopefully, is that we'll see a massive difference in terms of Gaza and how that's dealt with. Massive. Mara Gaza, as it's jokingly referred to,
what would that look like?
Could happen. What will that look like? Effectively, what we could quite likely see in the very near future is the opportunity where Gazans are given the chance to leave. Now, given the chance, a lot will leave. A lot will leave. A lot wanted to leave. Many smuggled themselves out via Egypt when given the opportunity. They paid a lot of money and got out. And the IDF actually believes that if the gates were open tomorrow, and there's even plans in place for people signing up to leave Gaza, between 300,000 to 400,000 Gazans would sign up almost immediately to leave. And it's big. And honestly, the worry and concern about that not being dealt with demographically is a tremendous problem for Israel. Within the next 20 years, you can see a population growth inside of Gaza, with the population growing how it is now, of over 10 million people inside of Gaza. That's a lot of people. And it's a lot of people that don't like us. And so there's many questions and points of how this could grow. We have to wait and see how it develops. But we're in a very interesting time and a very important time. And the next 4 years are critical for Israel to move forward as quickly as we can in terms of dealing with Gaza.
What does it mean that America, what do you think America's role could be? When Trump's saying we will take out, what could that look like?
Well, when Trump's talking about, Trump's statement, like a lot of his statements, are to shake things up, right? He does this all the time. So he'll come forward and he'll say, Gaza needs to be America, right? Now, a big part of that is to give the Arab countries an opportunity to say, whoa, we have another idea. He's like, okay, bring your idea to the table. So does that happen? We don't know. And I'll tell you something, we just have to look at the polling inside of Israel. Over 70% of polled Israelis agree with the idea of Trump's plan for Gaza. It's not just a Netanyahu right-wing thing. The opposition leaders inside of Israel, they were asked, what do you think of Trump's plan? Their answer was all, okay, right? Let's try. Because something does have to be dealt with out of the box. What would that look like? It would look like a mass exodus of people from Gaza to third countries, right? Countries that are willing to accept them or forced to accept them, like Egypt would be. And then the opportunity to rebuild Gaza. We can't forget that Gaza, as the way it is right now, is completely inhabitable. The destruction in Gaza has been immense as a result of the way Hamas has fought us, right? We all know that Hamas hides in schools, hides in buildings. You have to demolish those buildings, otherwise they're going to come back and fight you. So a lot of Gaza is rubble. Cleaning up that rubble will take about 5 years. You then can't just build because there's no structural integrity to the ground because of tunnel systems built. You've all been to New York City. You've seen the subway system, the A, B, C, 1, 2, 3 trains. The tunnel system inside of Gaza is twice the length of all of the New York City subway system. It's immense. So all of that has to be dealt with. That's another 10 years. So you're looking at 15 years before Gaza can even be touched, really, and start to be rebuilt. So this is a long-term plan, and a plan that has to be started now and potentially implemented in the future by future American administrations.
It's not a question.